and welcome everyone to Gunpowder, Treason, No Plot. I am your DM and host, as always, Adam Cookson, and I am joined by my three regular co-hosts, Matt Dennis, Flo Dennis, and James Bunkle. Say hello.
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 I am here as well.
Present. They will be reprising their roles as Tommy Hawkins, our gunslinger rogue, Sophia Landrin, our fighter cleric, and Rogar MacLeod, our paladin sorcerer. And they're in a difficult situation. Some might say a bit of bother. Sticky wicket.
Let's get going a bit strong there, surely.
You know me, I give to hyperbole. It's a bad afternoon. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so how do we even describe this? Judgment Day, end of the world, end of Aridin, end of everything.
One of them.
One of them.
Yeah. One of those days. In fact, it's been one of those weeks, really, for Tommy.
You've not had a good week.
Ever since I won the arena, and, I was hailed as the grand champion of the arena, things seem to be on the up and up for old Tom. And it's ever since Rogar showed up, in fact.
It's true, your life did become massively better when he left.
Cheers, guys.
I mean, I'm not saying you're the cause, you're just the catalyst. It just happened to be the time you showed up, all of a sudden things went to shit. Literally on the very day. And it was none of your causing, but there we are.
People are going to start noticing this pattern.
Yeah. You're a harbinger of shit days.
That's his official title. The harbinger. Yeah, so last week, the angels descended and started fucking shit up. I think kind of summarizes it.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the angels descended with vengeance, and we thought, they're coming with vengeance, all right. But it turns out they were coming with even more vengeance than we perhaps realized.
Yeah, they're bringing the hammer down. No, in fact, they're going very fucking hard. Yeah, so our players, as well as a bunch of NPCs, were in the Varadin Council chamber trying to assess the state of the city when the Divine Hand, a world power of some form, you guys haven't really looked into them at all yet. Maybe some history checks at some point when you're less about to be exploded by angels.
Bit busy at the moment, but yeah, at some point we'll get around to it.
Yeah, they showed up on Varadin's doorstep, 5 angels flying in the sky and siege weaponry firing on the city, soldiers invading through the unfortunately destroyed gates, and all hell started breaking loose, or all heaven breaking loose, I suppose. Rogar leapt out the window, because that's a smart idea.
As you do.
And on his floating descent, spotted a rather strange man in a robe who he went to go have a chat with. Everyone else scarpered as Cassiel the Righteous Flame, the seeming leader of this invasion, made his way towards the Varadin Council chamber, and our old friend Arahar Odell stayed behind to try speak to him, given that they both share a deity known as Tempus. You don't know how that ended, but given Cassiel's announcement at the end of the last episode, possibly not that well. But before then, you guys went out into the city, you tried to save some citizens, you succeeded, you started sending people towards the sewers and the alleyways. Rogar spoke to a strange man who seemed quite happy about the current arrangements. Kind of was a little bit cryptic and had eyes that looked out upon the cosmos. Then, yeah, you ended the whole session in a bit of a fight for your lives against angels, soldiers, city guardsmen. Shit just hit the fan on all angles, but y'all survived. A lot of city guardsmen died, and Orman Belsar, the revolutionary leader, is horribly wounded. But Guard Captain Emmerich, who's also in tow, is actually doing okay, so success.
Really well, actually.
Yeah, he beast moded all over those soldiers. I didn't expect him to do that well.
Dude's a badass. I mean, yeah, full credit to him.
Yeah, but as you guys were getting to the point of essentially mopping things up, with the real brunt of the attack kind of stopped with these 3 angels who took a particular interest in trying to kill Rogar. Wonder why. As they fell to the ground, the storm that had been brewing this entire time, as the 4 powerful angels, let's say, flew up into the heavens and started casting a spell that I like to call control weather. And Cassiel's voice boomed out, telling you that the leadership of Varadin was dead, and time to repent, boys and girls, because Judgment Day is here. And at that point, 6 flaming carriage wheels covered in eyes descended from the storm cloud, and the wind started whipping around, the rain was coming down, thunderbolts cracking into buildings. This looks very much like the end of days for Varadin, and that's where we ended the episode. So what you doing? I will say this, just to wrap things up a little bit here, all that was left in the combat last time was 2 Divine Hand soldiers. I'll say you guys easily finish them off if you're trying to kill them.
I might as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's fine by me. I mean, they are just regular soldiers, and you guys are relatively powerful heroes.
Actually, let's say just for fun that Jeff and Guard Captain Emmerich killed them.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
Jeff's a bit of a legend as well. Jeff, our ascended extra.
Our first Patreon named character.
Yeah, I mean, I was way more invested in that combat than my own. I've got to be honest. I don't know what it is when it's just like a little guy holding his own against sort of unwinnable odds. It was quite riveting.
Dude held the line.
He held the line, and that's all he was asked to do, and he did it with aplomb. Good old Jeff. Sounds like brother-in-law material.
So before you guys kind of do too much, to give you an idea of what these giant flaming carriage wheels are doing, they are slowly descending into the city. They're quite far away from you all, and there's 6 of them. So they're kind of splitting up, and you kind of get the idea that they're going into almost like sections of the city separately to do something. You don't know what, but whether it's to just intimidate or show presence, you're not certain just yet. Guard Captain Emmerich is already kind of yelling orders at civilians to get them out of buildings and usher them towards the sewers like you were doing, Tommy. So he's kind of picking up your lead on that one. What's going on? What's the plan?
So can I just ask a question?
Sure.
I now know why all of these angels turned on me.
Mm-hmm.
Would Rogar know why?
I think you would have a reasonable guess that the reason why these angels all suddenly focused on you with undying hatred is probably due to the fact that you're walking around in a weird symbiotic entity that is directly linked to the Whispering Man.
Yeah.
You are basically a beacon of an abomination.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm hoping that we were all on the same page and that was fairly obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Rogar. They are angels.
True.
But hey, you know.
Well, what Rogar's going to suggest is rather than just filtering people into the sewers, let's get everybody out of here and back to the fortress we now own and make a stand there.
If we have to,
Miles
if it
away.
follows us.
I was going to say, you know that the fortress is like 2 weeks walk away.
Well, I'm not bothered about everybody else getting there. I'm just bothered about me getting there. Really?
Yeah,
but...
just so you know, for scale, it's a...
Yeah, we should. I feel like hopefully we'll be safe there, as long as they're not going to destroy all of like Ashara as well. They're just focusing on Varadin.
I'm just thinking we need to find Helm's Deep. The only place that I can think of that's like Helm's Deep might be that place.
I mean, yeah, it seems like a logical solution. But Tommy's got something he wants to do before he leaves the city, because Tommy doesn't really want to leave the
Good
city.
for you.
But I mean, you know, I think everyone is of the same opinion now. I would assume everyone's of the same opinion now that, yeah, There's not going to be much of a city left.
Nah, let's stay. Fuck it. Holiday time.
Watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
So some people just want to watch the world burn, Sophia.
Hey, sounds good to me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I've got something I've got to do. Look, try and get as many people into the sewers as possible. Yeah, we can lead them back to our estate. Makes perfect sense. Got some new indentured servants. Fucking brilliant. But yeah, I've got to hit up Towson's trinkets before we go.
How far away are we from Towson's?
Probably about, if you're running there, probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You're not super far.
I mean,
I am not going with you.
That's fine. I'm going through the sewer as well, so to avoid as much combat as I can.
So you're all going into the sewer now? Who's going
Okay,
where?
we're all going to go to the sewer, but
I'm not.
You're not going into the sewer at all?
I'm cheesing it. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to jump on Dwayne and I'm gone.
All right.
I just thought...
Having noticed that these things will stop attacking everybody else to attack me.
Yeah,
I
mean, you could
Rogar's
be,
got a bit of sensibility in there still.
There's still a little bit of Rogar left in there.
Yeah, like diversion.
Well, yeah, I suppose in a sense.
No,
More of a self-preservation thing, I think, though.
yeah.
He's just fucking off.
Are you guys agreeing to rendezvous anywhere? Because there's places outside the city that you would be able to get to.
That's what I was going to say. Do you want to chuck me?
Tommy knows enough about the sewer system to know decent rendezvous points outside that connect to some of the exits. There's not too many, but you could head out into one of those.
Yeah, there's an old smuggler's tunnel we can use that we've brought in some miscellaneous items in through over the years. Leads to kind of outside into the trees and stuff. Didn't really like it because it was a bit too exposed getting out there, but up against this slot, and it's the other side from the main city gate as well.
Right, okay.
So if you head that way, tunnel comes out, and I'll basically explain that where some landmarks are near there that we could meet up by.
Give him the sending stone?
Yeah, give him one of the sending stones. Good idea.
Because...
So I think, actually, it might be better that I go through the sewers to one of these places rather than through the sky. Considering all these things are in the sky.
Yeah, you might want to...
You might want to do this. Use the sewers to get out.
Yeah, I might not want to fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the original plan. You were thinking, yeah, just fuck off out. It's like, actually.
Yeah, I just kind of figured about that. I was like, wait a second. The guy flies around, and he's probably faster than me. Yeah, I don't want to fly because he'll see me.
I will say you can also see lots of other angels. So you fought those armored angels. There's more than just those three. You can see lots of those flying into the city, and there's larger, not so much in terms of massive angels, but more humanoid size. If all humanoids were 7 foot and super buff, there's a lot of those sorts of angels flying into the city as well.
Right. Well, I assume we're close to a sewer entry point anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I might jump down there with these guys, and I'll make my way towards the exit.
Yeah. Okay. I'll as if we're going to start getting moving, then I'm going to try and get Guard Captain Emmerich to say, look, we've got as many people as we can now. Get out where you can. What we're doing. Whether he wants to come with me to Telson's or whether he wants to go with Rogar.
Yeah.
And
we'll bring Jeff.
Yeah, bringing Jeff definitely. And I'm gonna run down to you, Rogar, which way to go in the sewers so you don't get lost to get yourself out.
Okay.
So wait a minute. Wait, are people going to be following Rogar out? You think?
They can do.
Yeah, I mean, you can try and suggest to some of the fleeing people to go that way. I mean, it might be nice to bring some of the residents to our estate if we can.
I mean, I'll say this: what was left of the city guard, so the 4 guardsmen plus Jeff the guard, are happy to escort the civilians with Rogar. They're kind of already sort of shuffling and kind of trying to do their best to protect the citizens.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
That sounds good.
Who's coming with me then?
Emmerich nods towards you, Tommy, and he goes, "I'll go with you. I'll watch your back. Ormond looks to you all and goes, "It sounds like a good plan, but I'm going to do what I can to save more people. I thought I could stand up to these things in a fight, but it seems not to be the case, so I am going to go door to door to start getting people into the sewers."
All right, Ormond. Tell him to go, and I give him the directions from where we are on the sewers to get to the exit that we're going to be going out of. Tell him to go that way and stick to the shadows, mate. I know you're good at it.
He nods and kind of gives you a little brief, like half-hearted salute, like kind of almost mockingly, as he was never a military person, and runs off down the one of the alleyways near you.
Where am I going? I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll a die. Which way I'm going? Rogar. I'm gonna go with odd number, and Tommy, an even number. Let's do a D100. I'm going with Rogar.
Cool.
Okay. So Rogar, Sophia, the guards, the 5 guards total, and I'm going to do a roll just to see how many civilians you guys get with you. 29 civilians are funneling into the sewers at the moment.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So they are doing their best, but do realize, I mean, they are a panicky, flighty crowd who are desperate to get out of here. So
Maybe I'll lead from the front, and then Rogar can come from the rear and be like all scary and shit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, just stay ahead of Rogar, or else he might eat you.
Exactly.
I don't eat the living ones.
Well, you might kill them and then eat them.
Maybe.
For the journey.
And R4 obviously is going with Tommy as well.
Yeah, Tommy's got enough backup.
He's got R4, he's got Jeff. What does he need?
Just
Yeah.
with you guys.
Just with you guys.
And
Oh, yeah.
he's got
It's Emmerich, Tommy, and
Emmerich.
R4 are going together.
Just a quick strike team.
I forgot to ask previously.
Mhm.
You know the guy that got defenestrated?
Yeah.
What happened to him? Is he
Cora?
okay? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
you met him not that long ago.
I saw him in the arena before the fight.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
He was
My-
a bit
I didn't see him. You
yeah,
did
no,
then.
he was
Okay.
a bit worse for wear. I probably would have
Okay.
told you about seeing him again.
Okay,
It was,
just yeah.
it was pretty cool. He gave
Okay.
me some pointers.
Fair enough. I just thought that was an issue that we hadn't resolved, but
No,
apparently we had, and I'm just
we had, but it was quite a while ago.
it really wasn't.
In terms of like weeks for us, it was.
Okay. Right.
Also, you've got 2 tigers with you as well, remember?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Maybe they should be up the rear.
They can bring up the rear, yeah.
They're
Growl at
currently terrifying the citizens.
Yeah.
Stay in front of the tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're splitting the party.
Yeah.
You lot are going down to the sewers. The other 3 are heading towards Towson's Trinkets. So how are you guys heading to the shop? Stealthy, or just trying to run there as quick as you can?
In the sewers, run as quick as we can.
Okay.
And then yeah, when we get out into the street, we'll scout it and see what's going on before we sprint there.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
So you split up, and Tommy, eventually, after making your way through the sewers for a little while, you get to the point where you know you can exit near the market district, and pull yourself out and do me a perception check. Also, I presume you're trying to be stealthy as well at this point. So,
Yeah, I'll do a perception check
and a stealth with advantage.
and a stealth with advantage. A 30 for my stealth and a 14 for my perception.
Mm-hmm. So you head out initially while Emmerich and R4 kind of wait in the sewer for your signal, and you sort of sneak to the edge of the alleyway. You duck your head down as you watch a group of those armored angels kind of fly overhead, and then you watch as one of the larger unarmored and quite intimidating looking angelic creatures with this almost glowing radiant skin and these large white feathery wings holding a golden mace flies behind them. Luckily with a 30 they don't spot you. What you also notice is those giant flaming wheel creatures who are called Ophinim for people who are interested in biblical references or mythology references, I suppose. It's the Ophinim, as they are going down to the city, are all kind of glowing with this radiant light, which is almost like a corona around the flames that they're already covered in. And you watch as beams of light are appearing near these creatures and hitting buildings and setting them on fire.
Cool. So do I have a little window to sprint out?
Yeah, you have a moment now. Are you going by yourself, or are you bringing the other two?
How far am I going to be from them?
So it's across the road, so I'd say 30 feet to get to the door.
Okay, yeah, I'll go on my own then.
Okay. So you run out across the street and you get to Telson's trinkets. The door is locked, so do me a lockpick. Get the thieves' tools ready.
I can't remember how to do that, actually. It's been such a long time.
I think you're proficient with thieves' tools, so for
I
you,
am,
I think it's D20 plus Dex plus your proficiency.
Okay, so I'll do an unskilled Dex and then add my proficiency onto that. 23 plus. I hope that's enough. Is that enough? Do I have to add it together?
That is enough to undo the lock on his front door, yes. And the door swings open.
I'm going to do a quick perception to see if there's any traps or any that he
Okay.
in the way. A 19.
A 19, you scan the front area of the shop. You notice that pretty much like every cupboard and storage unit in the front area of the shop has what initially looked like decorations, but are actually little blue runes along all the edges. The floor itself doesn't seem trapped, but he certainly traps his valuables.
That makes sense.
At least the ones that he's put away.
So I'm gonna sort of speak in one of those quiet shouts. Do you know what I mean? Like, Talson, are you in there? And see if he is in there. Because I'm not trying to rob him. I'm just trying to get my sword back.
You look around the sort of front area of the shop, kind of do a little whispered shout from the doorway, and wait a few moments. Don't hear anything.
I'm going to see if I can spot my sword then.
Okay. So you go through the front area of the shop, past where he has kind of like his counter, and look into the back room, which is where he would do his enchanting and things like that. You do see, because he was working on this at the time, a rapier that looks very familiar sat on his workshop.
Okay. I'm going to do another check to see if there's anything trapped before I get into his workshop. 14 this time.
14. You do notice on the door, frame, a rather simpler set of runes that are glowing white.
I'm wondering what might set that off, and whether I need to, whether I can disarm it at all.
I don't think you'd really have the tools to disarm a magical rune like that. Unless you try to damage it, maybe.
Yeah, I might try and take a shot at it from a distance.
Okay.
It might be the sensible move.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take a pot shot at it with the last rites. So just take a normal attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step back quite a way so I can still see it, still within my range, but I'm sort of back towards the front of the shop again. 12. Ooh.
12. I mean, that's enough to hit the door frame.
Okay.
Didn't try to dodge you.
No, fair enough.
You hit the door frame, but when the runes kind of get damaged, you hear the sound of like clanging bells, ringing noises, just lots and lots of loud noise that just starts ringing out through the whole shop.
Okay, I'm gonna run through and try and grab my rapier.
Okay.
And is there anything else on his workbench out at all?
Do an investigation.
I'm not trying to rob him, but at the same time, he's robbed us enough. 14.
14. You just quickly grab like a small little brown pouch and run on out.
Cool. Rapier and brown pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Is my rapier been enchanted or?
It looks the same. We have not finished it, unfortunately.
Fuck, that was a waste of gold.
Unfortunately so, and with the loud clanging noises going off, as you start leaving the workshop, you hear the fluttering of wings.
The city's on fire. Come on. I'm gonna just sprint down to the alley if I can and see if I can get out before anything catches me.
Okay, roll me some initiative, because as you run out, you see one of those armored angels is swooping down towards you, alerted by the sound.
Natural one. I am not very initiative today.
I should also get Emmerich and R4 up there, because they are down in the sewer, but they're not too far away. Okay, so my angel gets a 14, R4 gets a 10, Emmerich gets an 8, and Tommy gets an 8.
Not the best initiative rolling I've ever done, unfortunately.
Okay then, so Tommy, you attempt to run across the street, but the angel is quicker on the draw as it swoops down towards you to attack. You're going to swing that longsword at you as it glows with that radiant divine energy again that you saw unfortunately do a hell of a lot of damage to poor Ormond. He comes down. 17?
Oh, I think that's a hit.
17's good enough, huh?
No, an 18. Need an 18. Good old ring of protection. Oh, that was close, I thought.
Okay, second attack then. Oh, a 9. So it comes down like full of righteous zeal, slashes at you brutally both times, but you duck and dodge out of the way, do a little bit of a roll towards the alleyway. Next up, it's R4's turn, but he doesn't really know what's going on at the moment, so I'm saying R4 and Emmerich are essentially surprised this round. So, Tommy, it is your turn. What are you doing?
So am I engaged at the moment?
It is next to you, so you would have to disengage or just run. It is up to you what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If it's 30 feet away to get into the sewer in the alley, then I'm gonna probably just do a runner basically. And I don't want to attack of opportunity, so I'll probably have to disengage.
Okay, so you disengage and just immediately bolt to the alleyway. I'll say this.
And I'm shouting at the other two, just get back.
Being that you're a rogue, you can bonus action hide. I would allow that. It's distracted from swooping down and missing completely. You're running into a shadowy alleyway to duck into a sewer. I'd give you that as a...
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll bonus action hide then. It's just a stealth check with advantage, normal?
Yeah, same as usual. Pop your hood up.
A 32.
32.
Don't see me.
I will check, but I don't think...
I'd be horrified if you can.
I mean, some of my angels are pretty fucking perceptive, but that's given that you're dropping out of the alleyway completely. Unfortunately, within 11, he does not spot you. Ooh.
Wow. Huh?
So you jump down into the sewers, land with a slight splash as you hear the ring of bells and the yells of an annoyed angel behind you. But you got your rapier.
Yay! That's a bit of real Tommy there. Just nicking stuff. Awesome. Stuff that belongs to him by right. Yeah, I would have tried to loot the store a little bit more, but I figure I probably would have just blown myself up. So.
Probably.
Yeah.
That would
better
be a useful chance.
better just get out with what I got, really. So, yeah, I'm gonna just guide the guys back in the direction that I sent Rogar and Sophia off in, and probably console Emmerich a little bit about the fact that our city is currently being destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, Emmerich, he's very well trained and has had to put up with a lot of hardship recently, but he's being stoic right now, but he still kind of nods along with that, like, we were so close to making this a better city. I was hopeful that something good could finally come of all that horror.
Me too, mate. Look, I never thought any of this was going to happen, but I also never thought that I'd be fleeing the city with the captain of the guard, no less, in tow. Me, street-level enforcer, lieutenant to one of the gangs. I mean, worlds turned completely upside down. And just when we thought things were finally settling down again, look at us. City's gone, mate. And I've no idea what I'm going to do now. I know every nook and cranny of this place. This is my home.
I think today is a loss, yes. But that doesn't mean it always has to be. We'll come back. We'll come back and take back what's ours from these creatures.
You really think so, mate?
I'm not letting something that we worked so hard to save be ripped from our hands. I don't like the idea of running today, but I know it's the smart move. But that doesn't mean we're going to run forever.
See you, mate. All right. And I give him a sort of clap on the back, and we get moving fairly quickly to try and catch up with the refugee caravan. That's probably not going at a very quick pace down the sewers.
Oh no, there are like 20, at least 30 of us.
Yeah.
Plus 2 tigers and a giant bat.
Yeah, and you're going down unfamiliar sewers with hasty directions given by me.
Yeah.
So I'm
Did he
hoping
mean
we'll catch
left?
you
Or
up.
did he say right or did he say left?
Yeah. Was it left, right, or left, right, or left, right?
There is
left?
no right here. Wait a minute. I remember this bit. Are we just going in fucking circles?
Okay, so let's catch up with the other group then, as Tommy and Co are trying to make their way to you. As you're going through the sewers, do you want to do anything first? Anything you need to say to each other, or should I continue on?
I don't think I've got anything to say really.
I don't think Rogar and Saphir have much to say other than like they just want. I mean, in Rogar's eyes, he just wants to keep moving, and you know, I'm almost not even that bothered about the civilians we've got with us. I just want to get out of there.
Brogar, those angels hated you.
Yeah, well, you know, kind of the side effects of being well, I suppose in their eyes, unholy abomination, isn't it?
Yes, in their eyes. I mean, you were on the top of the roof earlier. Were you okay?
Yeah, all good.
Did you see something up in the roof?
Well, there was I was just talking to someone, to be honest, you know, and no, we had a decent chat, and yeah, I think we're definitely taking the best course of action.
Talking to somebody on the top of the roof while everybody is getting bombed to shit.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't.
It's very true. Very, very true. Okay. As long as you're alright, let's try and get you out of here, since you seem to have a target on your back.
Oh, nice of you to show that you care.
Yeah, you know, I've known you for a while now, I guess.
I'm gonna give her one of them butt slaps. I've not done
Hey.
it for a while.
No, you haven't. I swear you've only done the boys before.
I have.
But
One of the boys were wonderful.
As you two are talking and walking, and you're marching through these dark sewers, sewer water, slightly up to your knees at the moment, just trudging through the dark, stinky horribleness of the Varden sewer system, you suddenly hear a scream from one of the citizens who is marching along with you all.
And go and investigate, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we'll both go check it out.
You just hear a oh god, what the fuck? And you see a younger gentleman kind of falls back into the water, and both of you do me perception checks. You notice a bunch of the citizens that were near him kind of jump back as well.
14.
And I got with advantage. Yeah, both of us with advantage. I mean, we both got a 13 and a 14.
Yeah.
Hell. That's really bad.
You both see, to be fair, a small green and blue snake slither away through the water.
Does it look very similar to the one that was?
I mean,
when you killed.
Yeah.
Snakes look very similar to each other in general.
Yeah, but was it blue and green?
I think I said it was green and yellow, the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Fucking
other one was
hell.
green and yellow.
There's an infestation of fucking snakes in this fucking city.
Meh, let the angels clean it up.
The city needs to burn. Fucking hell.
Kill it
It's
with
not
fire.
our problem now, it's theirs.
Is it near me? Can I stab at it?
Oh, as you go to that snake, a snake bites you, Sophia, but gets stuck on your boot, doesn't it? Get its teeth through the leather.
I whip around and get it with my sword.
Okay, attack the snake.
With my... What have I got nowadays? My
Got a
rapier.
rapier.
That's it.
18. Okay, you stab at the snake and you hear a little hiss and see a bit of blood rise up out of the water.
Ew. Is it dead?
It's definitely dead.
Hey.
Hmm.
Where are these snakes coming from?
Both of you do me another perception check.
Oh, balls. I got a nat 20.
Wow.
Natural 20, which for you is an exact 20.
Yeah.
You hear a sound of sloshing water, as if something large is moving in your direction.
Oh.
Oh dear. Can you see what it is?
The guy who
Given-
fell on the floor, the wussy guy,
Uh-huh.
can I pick him up and tell him to go find out what that is?
You can try and intimidate him into doing it because he's kind of limping on a foot that's now swelling up with the poison. Yeah, go on. Roll me an intimidation.
16.
He panics a little bit and goes, yes, sure, and kind of like starts limping through the water up ahead of you guys.
I'm gonna as that happens, I'm gonna make my way towards like the front of the group.
You hear, not too far away from you, a loud scream that is suddenly cut off.
Is it from the guy?
It sounded a lot like him, and Rogar, you start to spot a lot more snakes heading in your direction, all slithering along the ground like a carpet of poisonous serpents. And you see something else coming towards you in the darkness, a large snake. And Rogar, for a brief moment, it's like you blink and you're stood in a dusty little desert town called Scorchhaven, and you watch as a large snake makes its way out of a giant golden temple with the symbol of the Yig emblazoned upon its forehead, that half-crescent moon. And you blink again, and suddenly you're back in the sewers, but that snake is still there, towering above you, even coiled and slithering. It stands at least 14 foot tall.
Okay. Is there like an exit to the sewers like above me or around me anywhere? Would I be able to see that?
You see something a little bit ahead of you to the right that's above you. In fact, what we're going to do now is I'm going to move you all over to a map.
Oh dear.
Well, this time it's you guys that get into combat, and I've got to come and save you.
Yeah.
You know.
Apparently, I just keep following Rogar. You know.
Yeah, exactly. This time it's gonna be Tommy running for like 6 rounds, screaming, "I want these motherfucking snakes out this motherfucking tunnel," because someone had to say it.
When you load on the map, go over to the right-hand side.
Oh, there we are.
I'm nuts.
Rogar, I don't know if are you riding Dwayne at the moment?
If
In
I'm
the
what?
tunnel.
Are you riding Dwayne in the tunnel, or is he staying back with the guards and things?
He'd probably still be. He'd probably be towards the. I've got to be honest. He'd probably be towards the back.
Okay. So he's back a little closer to the civilians and the guards.
Yeah.
So, Rogar, you can see over on your right a portion of the sewer that kind of opens up a little bit that would likely house some sort of grate for you to get through, but you also see it covered in poisonous snakes just crawling through some of the doorways. And then, yes, you see this large creature slithering towards you.
Okay. I want to cast message on it.
Okay.
So, as I say, O Serpent of Yig, if you wish to leave this sewer, I suggest you move over there to the right. And I will hold out an arm, pointing in the direction which it needs to move.
Do me, I guess, an intimidation? Is that what you're going for?
I don't want to try and intimidate it because what I want is I want it to know that I want it to almost understand that I know what it is, and that I too follow a deity of said pantheon.
Maybe a persuasion then. Say you're not trying to be aggressive with it. Go for a persuasion.
I have disadvantage on persuasion checks, don't I?
Yes, though I would say against a monstrous entity, would it care? I know this is, like, rule is written, yes, but I feel like that's a little bit depending on who you're talking to. I don't know
Okay.
if else seems okay with that. To me, that's a better interpretation of that rule.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Seems legit. I mean, the snake's not going to be worried, is he?
Yeah, like talking to any random dude, yes, the fact you have an eye on your forehead will freak them out. Talking to a giant snake monster of an old god, of a great old one, don't think it gives a shit.
Okay. I'll take it. And I'll still roll a gigantic 8.
Hey.
You hear back, actually speaking to you. We will pass how we wish, but we have no judgment to deliver upon you. One of your group has murdered the servants of Yig, the Great Father.
Oh, shit.
I knew it. Why couldn't I just put it outside in a cup?
In a cup. Because it's
Yeah.
a fucking snake.
It was just a little snake.
What makes it worse is you've gone and done it again.
Yeah, I
Just
have.
now.
Yeah, it might be only thinking of that one. It might not know about the other one.
You've just done.
Depends which death they're talking about.
So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to turn to Jeff or whichever one of the city guard are closest to me.
I was going to say this guy was Jeff.
Yeah. And I want to tell them to move on past the snake. Don't look at it. Don't mess with it. It won't hurt you. And get them to move on. And I guess I'm going to have to try and commit it not to kill Sophia, but I don't hold out hope.
Be a
Well, I
snake,
mean-
dude.
Yeah, you say kill her. I mean,
Well, unless she wants to, I suppose, give herself to Yig. No, just
No.
just throwing it out there. I mean,
Yeah.
Just throw it out
it's,
there.
It's an option.
Yeah, to you. Thank you for not limiting my options there.
Get a cool snake motif on your gear.
Yeah, slither around on the floor. So
Yeah,
good.
what's not to...
Please, God, don't pretend to be a snake.
Works
We'll
so
try.
well
We'll try
like
and
that.
convince them that Rogar's a tabaxi.
Right. So, first things first, I want to know if like all the civilians and the city guard get through.
So the civilians at the moment, if you look on the map, I put them right at the back.
All right.
I assume you guys have taken up a bit of a defensive position in front of them now. You see all these snakes approaching through the water and through the sewer system.
Yeah.
This larger one is coming into view of everyone now. You want this guard to go ahead and kind of test the water of getting past the snake. You're going to have to either persuade or intimidate him into doing so, because he's a little bit like, fuck that noise.
Right. Okay. Fine then. You don't want to move. Don't move. And I mean, do not move. Do not engage it. Do not do a thing. Can you do that?
He sort of nods, but you see he is like his spear is shaking in his hands, and the large snake's voice echoes through the tunnels again and goes, "Blood must be paid. Blood for blood."
Okay. So,
Give myself a paper cut.
I'm more think. I'm gonna blood for blood. You say? Well, I'm quite happy to sacrifice a few things to you if that's what the debt that requires to be paid. But the little lady, unfortunately, it can't be her. So tell you what, I've got a few creatures hanging around. Sacrifice them, blood for blood. Sound like a deal?
You see it kind of sways rhythmically in the water for a moment, just its two serpentine eyes just never looking away from you, just glowing a bright yellow in the darkness. Make your offering.
You can give them my tiger.
I'm going to take both your tigers,
Oh, one tiger!
and Dwayne,
Oh, shit. Okay, fair
and
enough.
sacrifice all three of them. Oh, hang on, wait. Would Dwayne bleed? Is the question?
Dwayne
Technically a
disappeared,
ghost.
guys. Yeah.
So I don't think he would he?
I think he would bleed to a point and then just disappear. He might be satisfied with that. You don't know.
So would
Well-
my tigers would disappear, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it'd be a similar kind of deal.
He doesn't know that. Make him shake on it with his tail.
I don't fancy pushing this guy too much.
He's
But-
14 foot.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and sacrifice the 3 creatures, like rather ritualistically. Or like give them to him and he can do it. I don't care how he does it.
Hmm.
And obviously he took the person already, so I'm hoping 4 lives. That'd be enough.
Okay. You lead the animals forward and kind of usher them. I mean, Dwayne will follow your orders regardless, and if Sophia makes the mental command to the tigers, they'll go as well.
Yeah.
And with just lightning reflexes, this thing's venomous-looking maw shoots forward multiple times, just ripping out their throats. And you watch as all 3 animals just lay dead on the floor as the smaller snakes start to just writhe over them, biting them and tearing them apart until all 3 animals just fade away, as they are all magical creatures. And you hear in response, "That pays for the first death. What of the second?"
Shit.
Tell you what, man, you drive a hard bargain.
Take Jeff!
No!
I will take the one called Jeff.
No.
Is there anybody else in the band of civilians we have called Jeff?
You have 29 civilians.
Yeah, I don't think we could take the snake, could we?
Might be able to.
I'm going. No,
You would have had more of a chance with 2 tigers and Dwayne.
Yeah.
no. we, having seen who creates these things, well, not even creates them, who worships these things, and knowing how powerful he is, no, we could not take the snake.
I mean, we killed 3 angels earlier, but, just saying.
Yeah, this guy was like Dr. Nick levels, if not higher.
Yeah, he was, but...
Yeah, but he just worships them.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't want to fight it. I'm quite happy to sacrifice a civilian or 2, but that's because I'm
Yeah.
Rogar.
Yeah, it's not sitting well with me.
Well,
But
it's
how
up to
many
you.
people are there?
I can't control your actions, you see.
No, I know. But also, I could be. No, I would certainly die.
So did the snake specifically ask for the one called Jeff?
He's willing to take the one called Jeff.
Well, I was just thinking
There's
about
one that's
heading
even
into.
closer.
I was just going to head into the group of civilians, pull out the person who I think looks. I don't want to take somebody who's like super old because it doesn't look like much for an offering, but I just want to take a person of middle age, middle build. Like if I saw myself stood in a crowd.
Hmm.
Not myself as Rogar, myself as the guy playing Rogar.
So meta.
The man handful.
And
Middle-aged?
yeah, I want to bring that person out, and
A
I'll
poor civilian called James Bunkle.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to make you roll against a civilian because they are far weaker than Rogar. They are. Poor James is kicking and screaming as he's dragged through the water towards the snake.
Yep.
You gonna let it happen, Sophia?
Yeah. The city guard don't look happy about it, but they also don't think they stand a chance.
Yeah, if I see any of them kind of giving me like the stink eye, looking like they want to try and stop me, I will glare back at them.
Kind of bowing to Rogar's knowledge that we can't take it, and I don't really want to die.
If no
I've
one's
ju-
going to stop me, that's what I'm doing. So
And I'm nowhere near, am I?
no.
Carry on then.
So yeah, you take poor James Bunkle and fling him through the water towards the large serpent. And again, just quick as a whip, those fangs come out and it rips the man's throat out, just leaving a pool of blood to start to disperse through the sewer water. The snake looks at you, Rogar, kind of sways back and forth a little bit again, and goes, "The blood debt has been paid. You may pass."
Glad we can come to this arrangement. As I said, if you want to leave the sewer, point to the right. That's your exit tunnel. I turn around to Sophia, Jeff, and the other people and say, right, move out.
As you're walking past with the group of civilians, and you're all sort of trying to do that thing where you're both walking very slowly but also very quickly at the same time, like you don't want to think that you're running prey for this thing or something, but all the civilians have got like their eyes down and they're slogging through the water as quickly as they can. All of you feel a shake in the sewers, and Tommy, you feel this as well. You're still a fair way away, but you feel the city shake. And Rogar, as you're passing the creature, it turns a little bit and looks down at you and goes, "The Serpent Father comes. Be prepared." And it starts to slither past you.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Is it kind of like in Thor Ragnarok when Ragnarok like beats off Hela, and we're just letting two evil things just battle it out for the city?
I can't defeat you, but he can.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you mean Soto?
Soto, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the way Rogar's looking at it.
Snakes versus angels.
Snake God.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's kind of, yeah. I don't know. It seems like one of those kind of movies that would be on TV on Channel 4 on a weekend or something. Snakes versus angels.
I didn't hear Rogar talk about Yig. I just know that Rogar was talking for the group, so I'm not very suspicious either.
Was he speaking Parseltongue?
He was speaking common, and
Yeah, I understood that, and I understood the fact that Rogar didn't say anything other than anything incriminating. So
Well,
let's move on.
You've successfully sacrificed a civilian to pay for.
All right, Tommy, for fuck's sake.
I'm not Tommy, I'm Matt. I'm judging you as Matt. Tommy's not seen this. He doesn't know.
Kellenvor loves you.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
I mean, technically you didn't do anything. You just didn't not do anything either.
Sophia, as you're walking through the sewers trying to lead these civilians away, you do feel a stabbing pain in your chest.
Bugger fuck. Right where my necklace is?
Seem to be about there.
I'm gonna try and shake it off.
You look to where the necklace is and you kind of hold it up for a moment, and you see just right across the center there's a crack.
Oh dear. That is really bad.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to die.
So you continue on with most of your party still left.
I mean, is it cracked as in like it's, completely gone, or is it like this is your final warning type of crack?
There's like a little hairline fracture that's kind of zigzagging through the amulet.
So it's not broken into yet?
No.
Okay. Get a bit of solder on that, would be fine.
We've always walked a grey line.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But okay then. So the rest of your group makes its way through the sewers. Again, you hear those rumbling sounds and the floor underneath you shakes. But at the same time, every so often you have to stop as you hear what sounds like crumbling rubble above you, and you see bits of dust and dirt start to fall from the ceiling, and you wonder just what's going on up there. However, you are trying to make your way out of the city, out to this kind of little smuggler's den area, and eventually all those noises stop, and you assume you're probably outside the city wall by now. And after the sewer kind of blends into more of a cave system, you start to work your way upwards a little bit, until you come out to an area that's clearly like a cave mouth somewhere outside the city. It's a bit lighter and it's a bit more open air, but you can see it's probably a place where people would drop stuff to get smuggled into the city, maybe bury things for drop-off points, stuff like that. And you and what remains of your group all manage to make it there. It'll be a little while before Tommy and Emmerich and all four show up, so if there's anything you wish to do let me know.
Is there anything like they're waiting to be smuggled in at the minute?
Do an investigation.
An 18.
An 18? digging through, and you see a couple of what looked like empty sacks on the side. You look in one of them because it seems a little lumpy, and you find a rather nice-looking heavy crossbow.
Ooh,
In fact, nice enough that you might call it a +1 heavy crossbow.
Ooh.
nice. Rogar has a ranged weapon.
Finally.
Okay.
But that's all
I'm
you
going to
find.
be praying.
Fervently.
Yeah.
Do you lead the civilians in a prayer?
Yeah, pretty much. To pray for the guy that just died.
Yeah, pray for the soul of James Bunkle as he passes on into
The snaky
Kalemvor's.
gig.
Well, yeah. Pray that his soul may be, cleansed at least. If
It didn't seem painful.
even if his body's devoured and slowly being eaten alive by the acid of the snake.
Hey, it didn't seem painful.
Oh, it was certainly painful as you watched his skin kind of bubble up, burst from the poison, and his eyes melt. It was a horrifying scene.
Yeah.
It was dark. Didn't really see it.
So can I do like a history check on Cassiel and the other angels, or is it history or is it a religion check?
Yeah, religion. If you want to know about angels.
I do 13.
13. You don't know anything about those named angels, but you do recall a little bit more, especially because Sophia did a check earlier to kind of figure out a few things about angels. And what you learn after giving it a bit of a think is, for starters, what Sophia knew. So angels are shards of divinity. They're basically the right hands of their particular gods. If they don't do as they're ordered, they can become fallen angels. What you learn on top of that is that there are many classes of angel who are vastly varying in power. All angels are pretty powerful, but like those armored ones you engaged with were clearly like lesser angels of some description. Possibly more angelic than you would consider, say, like an Asimar, who are like half angels, like tieflings are half devil or demon. But when you're talking about pure, full-blooded angels, you would know that they tend to fall into three major categories at least, which is a deva, which are like the lowest rank of full-blooded angel, very powerful, but as I say, the lowest tier. The ones above them are known as planetar. They are seen as the actual weapons of the gods they serve. They are like a tangible representation of their deity's might. They're very strong. They can call down storms and insects and horrifying things, and those are the ones that you tend to hear the rumors around that you can't lie to them. They can see through deception. And what you also know with a 14 is above a planetar, there is one last tier of angel who are exceptionally powerful. They are almost unto a god in their sheer power and glory, and they are known as the Solar. They are pure radiant beings. It's said that there's not too many of these, but their celestial might is put on the same level as like a demon prince or one of the devilish lords of the nine hells. They are extremely powerful. They really only ever are talked about in the context of grand cosmic events. A solar is related to something that is like an existential threat. That's when a solar tends to appear. So something like the blood war between the demons and the devils. The angels of that level of power are the sorts of angels who would lead their own forces in the blood war. I'd say with that you would know, say, the most famous fallen angel, who was also a Solar in previous life, is Zariel, who leads the first level of the Nine Hells. She's the current ruler of Avernus. That's the sort of level you're talking about with Solar.
Shit.
Not fucking about angels. Big guns.
Yeah.
At least we didn't piss one of those off.
Well, could I do a history check on the divine hand then?
Sure.
No,
I'd say
no,
both
no.
you and Sophia, or is Sophia just too busy in prayer at the minute?
I'm guessing you waited until I had stopped sobbing.
I rolled a 17 on my history check.
Okay. So Rogar, what you would know about the Divine Hand? You are aware of the Divine Hand from a sort of global scale. So they are seen as a very powerful force throughout the entirety of the southern continent that you're currently stood on. They are essentially an empire. They control multiple lands. They are led by an emperor called Magnus, who you don't really know much about, but he is their current ruler. There has often been rumors that the Divine Hand have some sort of ties to the celestial realms, and given what you've seen today, those rumors appear to be true. But they are not just like a celestial force, they are a physical empire in this land.
Were they to the south, weren't they?
Yeah, they have conquered and control many lands to the south of you. You would know that Varadin, as a city-state, has warred against them previously, and obviously you knew that at one point in time, Kren held some sort of tenuous peace with them.
I'm guessing they didn't have angels last time we warred with them, though.
Don't remember any rumors about bringing out guns that big.
I mean, they're the goody two shoes empire, but
Mm.
I think we'd know about it if they brought angels last time, because we probably wouldn't have survived.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I mean, were they just looking for an excuse to attack or something?
Well, Kren did kill one of their emissaries.
Yeah, could be one of the reasons. Because if you were that powerful, why wouldn't you just try and dominate everybody?
I guess Varadin's pretty powerful normally, except when you've just had a civil war and, well, I say a revolution, and the entire army's inside the city trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, exactly. You've kind of gone from, being a powerful state where the ruler at the time was trying to get rid of all of the army, as it were, to replace them with crystalline soldiers, to what we are now.
With an 18, I'll give you one more little tidbit about them. So their capital city is known as Eternus, and it is in the land of Keshari, which is on the border with Oshara, Renar, and Takar, which are basically like the three countries that make up the most southern part of the map.
Okay. So I'll relay this information back with Sophia. So, try and gather our thoughts about what's going on.
Good knowledge, dude.
Yeah, I suppose are any of like the I assume the city guard are going to be on some kind of watch. But I just wanted to see if there was any kind of murmurings going on within like the civilians that we have left, the 28 of them.
Murmurings. I mean, at the moment, they're all mostly concerned that their houses are on fire and they're never going to see their homes again, things like that. And you can question them on something specific if you want, but that's the general feel right now. They're all just scared and tired because they've been forced to march through a sewer, terrified of giant snakes, and this is probably the worst day of most of their lives.
Do any of them have any obvious religious symbols? Or does one of them happen to be the guy that I spoke to on the soapbox earlier?
You don't see that guy, but you do see a smattering of religious symbols. Some of them are holding a little flaming sword of Tempest. Some of them have the a little scale of Kalembor. They're all just kind of worshipping the gods that are quite common in Varadin. They're basically just clinging to anything they have.
Shit. I was going to try and get the Doom Guide, wasn't I? Well, I hope
You
got out.
Well, if he's anything like Arahar, probably not.
That's a good point. I mean, there was an explosion at the palace, wasn't there?
Yes.
I doubt he would have survived that.
Well, I'm working on the assumption he did not.
Mhm.
I say, have we got any? Is there like any? I don't know. Is there any like little boxes or anything around that I can stand on, like a rock?
Yeah, I mean, there's little rocks and things. It's a cave.
I'm going to stand on like a bit of an outcropping of rock to address the people. I want to try and if I can, suppose galvanize them a little bit.
Oh, you're not using this time to get more.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
But at the same time, he is the one that just pulled one of the guys out of their ranks and threw him to the snakes. So we'll see how they take it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I mean, I would give you a persuasion with disadvantage, but tell me what you're saying.
So I'm just gonna, I'll stand on my box. Let's say, people, cast aside those icons of gods who have judged you, gods who have sent beings to destroy your homes, destroy your city, take things from you. I promise to lead you to your destiny. I promise to lead you to a new future, a better future, not to be judged by gods who never make any appearance, who never offer anything in return for your devotion. Follow me into this great future and cast those idols aside. I'll go with that.
Okay, let me persuade.
They probably won't, but you never know. Only a 6.
6. They pay attention to you, but you see they're all very shell shocked at the moment. Maybe a few of your words sunk in, but they don't take any sort of immediate action to show you that they do. They're very downtrodden right now.
Worth a shot. Somebody's got to try and get these people to, book up their ideas.
No, I'm just like relieved that no one's actually listening to him, or else I would have had to speak out.
Sophia, you are the representative of Kalenvor now of the city, so.
Oh, don't say that. That's just taking the piss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
with the massive crack in your...
It may be true. This is the
Simple.
city.
Hey, you've got a massive crack. It's called your face.
Always talking out of his crack.
Yeah.
As you two start to descend into arguing, Tommy and Emmerich and all four start making their way towards the little cave, and see the group of their friends and new recruits all kind of sat around looking a bit sad.
All right, you made it out then.
And so did you.
Why does everyone look like Gandalf just died?
Did you see any snakes?
No. Was I supposed to?
It's a big motherfucking snake in there. Don't kill the snakes.
What, like, and Tommy holds his hands out to be like 2 feet.
Try upwards of 10. Just keep an eye out. Don't kill any snakes.
Tommy kind of pulls a face and looks at Rogar because he obviously knows that Sophia's scared of snakes. And he's like, "Really? Is she just bullshitting me?"
Rogar's going to shoot you the Fonzie guns.
Probably not that big then. Are we missing one?
All right. Snake at him and the Dwayne.
Actually, missing 2.
And 2 tigers.
And the tigers. And where's Dwayne? Is he fucked off?
He got eaten by the snake.
Okay.
Let's just. I have a crack.
What?
Leave me alone.
So do we all, love. So do we all.
No. I don't elaborate.
I'm just like, why does Rogar seem the sane one right now?
Rogar's going to be holding his hand out, doing like the wiggle that you do to like.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Shall we just get moving then?
Did you get your sword? Was that fucking worth it?
Yeah, pretty much. And they whip it out and do a little flourish.
Doesn't
You
seem
are
very
old son.
magical to me.
Yeah, no, fucker hadn't got round to it yet.
So
I
it wasn't
did-
fucking worth it then.
Well, I didn't lose anyone.
Fuck
And-
off!
And I got this bag as well. And I pull out the small bag that I managed to nick on the way.
Do you want to examine it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look. I hadn't really had a chance up to this point.
Sure. Let me bring up what it is. Do me an Arcana check.
I miss Solara.
Okay, I will give it a try.
Yeah, she would have done a great
13, which is actually pretty good for Tommy.
So, as you kind of examine the bag, roll me 3d4.
Maybe not, oh dear. A 6.
6. Inside the bag, you see 6 beans.
Okay.
Did you sell a cow to get those beans?
No, I just nicked it off his table. Do I have any idea what the beans do?
With a 13, you examine them, and you notice as you pull one out, it's got like a little almost molten quality to the inside of it. Like, it doesn't hurt to touch, but it's got this kind of flowing, flamey insides, and you wonder if I hit this against something, might explode.
As somebody who is proficient in Arcana, want me to take a look?
I'll carefully pass you a beam. Please don't throw it.
So hit me with an Arcana, Rogar.
16.
16? Okay. Well, as you guys take a minute to look through that, Rogar, I'd say with a 16, you know this is known as a bag of beans. Inside this heavy cloth bag are 3d4 dry beans, which in your case, 6. The bag weighs a half pound plus a quarter pound for each bean it contains. If you dump the bag's contents out on the ground, they explode in a 10-foot radius extending from the beans. Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 5d4 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. The fire will ignite flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. If you remove a bean from the bag, plant it in dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later from the ground where it was planted. DM choose the effect from the following table, or I can just pick randomly. But yeah, it'll do a lot of different things. With the 16, you don't know all the things it can do, but it can do some weird shit, is what you've heard.
Huh. I will relay this back to Tommy and Sophia.
So, if I want to commit suicide, I just dump them on the floor, yeah?
Yeah.
Mass
Right.
suicide.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
And,
guessing I can't, fucking just lob them.
Yeah, you could
Well,
lock them, yeah.
Yeah, I can lob them. He says when it dropped on the floor in front of you, but you can lob them
Yeah.
and it'll blow up as far as I can throw it, basically.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Ah,
like a grenade.
Yeah, fair enough then. So I've got a frag that I can plant in the ground and it becomes
Something.
something else.
Lots of weird shit is what you've heard for if you plant it. Could be good, could be horrible.
Cool.
Could be horrible. Could be Rogar.
So I could plant it and fuck off and then see what happens.
Yeah, because it takes a minute. You can literally do that. You could sneak
Okay.
up where plant it in the ground and just run away.
And once you've used it, you've used it.
Yes, so you have 6 beans. When they are gone, they are gone.
When they've been, they've been.
I'm going to hold my hand out carefully for Rogar to hand me the bean back. I'll put it back in the bag if he does, and just pop it in my bag of holding for now.
Okay.
I might at some point give everyone a bean, but we'll see.
I've got too many bean puns in my head. Let's just.
So, is the plan now that you're all together to start moving on?
Yeah, and Tommy's going to start to feel a little bit uncomfortable again because he's outside the city and there are trees.
Mm.
And not just nice individual, majestic trees, but lots of them. Lots of the fuckers.
They're not cultured trees.
No. What one tree is elegant. It shows you've got the prestige to own a tree in a city. Many trees is not good.
It's just showy.
Yeah, it's and there's you can't see through them properly, and we need some solid stone and brick. Weird naturey.
So as you guys go out of the cave mouth, you realize you're on a bit of a raised outcropping. Like it's almost like a small cliff, and on one side it looks out over the city of Baradin from a bit of a distance. And then, as you say, behind you is forest and woodland and who knows what. From there, though, as your little group walk out of the cave, you get a really good view of what's going on in Baradin. You can see winged creatures flying through the sky. You can see outside Baradin there's a rather large force of soldiers all like flooding through the gates. They're making their final push into the city, as it's been a fair few hours now since the invasion began. And, well, whether there are people inside Baradin currently trying to hold the line in little pockets of resistance, you don't know, but it's clear that the Divine Hand came here with one goal in mind, and they did not want to fail at it. Above the city, you can see the storm cloud raging. It's gotten so much worse since you left. Large bolts of lightning are crashing to the ground. The wind is just swirling around so fast, it almost looks like a small hurricane in places where you see all the rain getting caught up in it, and it looks like just a storm of vengeance itself falling down upon the city. You watch as the 4 angels are still kind of focusing on the storm, and you see those 6 strange wheel creatures have kind of descended into the city and all seem to be channeling. You guess there must be some sort of spell, because they're all just glowing, and it's extending this kind of radiance over the land where they've landed. And in the middle of it all, you see Cassiel flying, kind of observing things, ensuring that the invasion goes to plan. As he hovers there, you feel the ground underneath you shake, and in the center of Varadin, there is a huge explosion as 5 large snake heads burst from the ground. These green and gold snakes of just titanic proportions start weaving up into the sky. Cassiel notices them just as they're upon him, and he blocks their opening attack, but he is flung upwards into the storm itself. Within moments, all 5 angels descend upon this monstrous creature, this titan of destruction, as more and more snakeheads just keep bursting from the ground, emanating from some creature beneath. A body that you can't quite make out from where you are, but it's almost Hydra-like in the number of heads that are bursting from the ground. All of these massive snakes, as they're fighting each other, the group of you are stood there watching over things. All 4, Tommy, Emmerich, Sophia, Rogar, Solara.
Who's Solara?
Sophia, as Tommy's kind of distracted looking at the city he loves being torn apart, you do have that thought, wait, what? Solara's got, and you look over, and you see the black robes of the Crimson Tongue. Tommy, as you're watching the scene unfold, Rogar as well, with your good eyes, both of you spot a small pinprick of blue light just floating over the city, seemingly unperturbed by the cataclysmic war that is going on between these divine entities. It's shining like a small star and getting brighter, just becoming this brilliant little pinpoint. And Rogar, you hear right next to you, in the name of Azrahim, the voice of chaos, the father of all magic and the lord of secrets, I call upon thee. Shatter the binds that chain us with my offering of blood and flesh and souls. Remake the laws of magic anew. We shall not be limited by the old laws. By my words, sever the realms. And you watch as that small pinprick of blue light suddenly expands rapidly. It washes over that monstrous serpentine creature. It engulfs the angels as they're flying around, and it spreads over the entire city until it becomes a giant swirling blue dome that you cannot see through. It expands out beyond the city walls, covering the armed forces that were invading, and you just hear a manic cackle from next to you. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Yes!
Bullshit.
Holy fuck.
How close is this motherfucker? She's really close, isn't she? She's right. She's behind me.
Well, you spotted her. The rest of us haven't.
Well, she just spoke in my ear, so.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess we all probably heard that maniacal cackling. We'll see what happens next. We'll see what happens next episode. But suffice to say, maniacal cackling behind him. Tommy's using his free flourish to draw his guns, because that's what he does. I'm not going to shoot anyone just yet.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I was wondering if David and the ilk were gonna get out. Apparently they did.
At least she did, and so that's what she was working on.
Yeah.
Oof.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
I take this as a moral victory.
It's not moral at all. It's a victory for evil, sure, but it's not moral.
Oh. Well,
In fact.
on
I
that
mean, to be fair, Angels 2 episodes ago, and now
Yeah.
the Crimson Tongue and her dome. And, yeah, okay, well,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Didn't they do that in the Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They put a dome over Springfield, didn't they?
Yeah,
Rather different, though.
a little bit.
There might be a sinkhole to the outside. You never know.
Yeah.
Or is that what we just went through?
I think. Well, I don't know. Don't know how deep this dome goes, but I don't like the odds of whoever's inside it. Really.
No.
Mm.
Wouldn't it be funny if you fed the crimson tongue to the snake by accident?
That would have been hilarious.
Somehow I don't think that would have happened, though.
No.
No.
Somehow no.
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, as is usually the case, we are fairly dumbfounded after that, and we'll take a week to process it before we come back for another episode.
that's how I like to leave things. Shock and
Yeah, I think the good thing about that is we are just as dumbfounded as you, dear listener. They're different. The trouble is now we're still trying to do a podcast here, so
Yeah, and trying to think a way out of this. I mean, you could just sit there for the ride.
yeah. You just, or if you're listening back a bit late, just start the next episode. You'll find out.
True. What happened?
Yep.
Why was there only one more episode after this one?
Yeah, what was the point?
That's the wrapping up episode where we talk about what happened.
Arc 2 was very short.
Yeah, well, she didn't need very long. She was pretty much there.
I know. There's a long, winding path yet to go. But we'll find out about that next week. Thank you for joining us, everyone. That was Gunpowder, Treason, No Plot. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did enjoy it, go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/GTNP. There's a bunch of different tiers, and if you just want to tip us something, there's even just a $1 tier, so have at it. We are available on all podcast providers. We have a WordPress website and a Facebook group, and if you really like the show and you don't want to donate, well, there's always leaving an iTunes review. Always very handy. Also, if you want to chat with any of us, I am on Twitter at @TreasonNo, and my players are there with their player names and GTNP at the end of it. And I will hand you over to them all to say their own little goodbyes.
As usual, if you've enjoyed hearing my voice, as much as I enjoy hearing my own voice, you can find me on Lost Art Podcasting and Lost Art Wrestling Podcast. They're available on all good podcast providers, and you can follow them on Twitter at Lost Art Podcast and at LAOW Podcast. And maybe one day, I'll be in the Red Scar Cafe on Red Scar Business Estate in Preston, Lancashire, the UK. Not during this pandemic.
I mean, I don't know. You can go there now. You just can't do anything when you get there.
Yeah.
It's open. You can get food. It's open as a takeaway. I just won't be there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Ooh, takeaway options.
Yeah, go get some takeaway from there if you live nearby. Give it a try.
Or if you don't, you can travel.
Yeah, Boris says so. Yeah, so Kurt Van Helsing again here. And, I'm a little bit disappointed because I've got all these songs just sitting there waiting to be dedicated to one of you lovely listeners out there. And I haven't had a chance yet to do so. So, maybe give us a little subscribe on Patreon and get one of those dedicated personally just to you. But I got a couple of things about Tommy again this week. So, yeah. Turns out Tommy hates it when people say the Y in his name. Most people say it as an E, as in Tommy. But it annoys him when they say it as a Y, like Tommy. I don't get it either, but apparently he does. Tommy calls birds sky rats, and he thinks that elephants don't exist. They're just made up to terrify small children. He's a weird guy.
You're a weird guy for thinking of that shit.
Kurt, me? I don't think of that shit. I live with the guy.
Today, the letter J is going to kill you, such as jackalware. These ordinary jackals, tainted by demonic power. Jackalwares haunt roads and trails, waylaying and murdering those they meet. So probably us when we leave the city. I don't know. Bumble about a bit.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it does.
Well, thank you again for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
I found this Theron black box. I thought you might want to take a look at it.
She hands over a clear rectangle sheet of black glass with smooth edges.
Oh, wow. This is really cool.
Where did you get that? You shouldn't have that.
I found it on a Theron ship that crashed.
Maybe I could take it to a friend?
I would use the word friend lightly.
Misha walks over to a small filing cabinet that's next to his bed, and he takes a key from around his neck. He unlocks the cabinet and he pulls out 2 black cases, which are both marked with Theron symbols.
As you place it down, it instantly lights up.
You know what this means, right?
This could be the chance we've been looking for.
That doesn't sound good.
Sons of the Fathers is a sci-fi horror podcast using the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu role-playing system. It is a Necropodicon original, and our first episode premieres on the 1st of March, 2020. We advise that the show isn't for children, but is great for those who revel in hapless protagonists facing ever-increasing bad odds. Sons of the Fathers, Boundless Space, Endless Horror.
Necropodicon. Hard to pronounce, easy to listen.
Thank you to Sirenscape for some of the music and sound effects that you heard within this podcast. They do amazing atmosphere and music, so make sure to check them out at www.sirenscape.com. Epic games need epic music.